Hey, what's up, everybody? Lawler here. About 4 weeks ago, we started talking about the biggest off-season roster change, and that had to do with True Neutral, a team that went from South America's #1 to move to North America for an opportunity to compete against some of the best. And so far, so good. Tied right now 4th in the standings, looking pretty dang solid. And then a complication happened. They announced that, hey, we're trying to remove ourselves from True Neutral. And in today's video, after this very long intro, I'm going to be telling you guys some updates, some interested parties, and the fact that True Neutral has found a new team. What's up, everybody? Lawler here. Going to be breaking down more information on True Neutral. Going to try to make it a pretty quick one. First things first, obviously, if you guys don't know the True Neutral situation, as I mentioned in the intro, South America's #1 team last season moves to North America, lives in Mexico under the True Neutral name. They then, about 4 weeks ago, mentioned, hey, we're changing it up. We want a different team. We want different representation. True Neutral is going to help us find that. So to break everything down, we're going to do it in 3 parts. First part comes from True Neutral's Twitter, and most of these will, to kind of talk about stuff. I've also been talking with Shad, one of the players from former True Neutral, and I say former, which I'll explain here in a sec, and just some things that are happening. Not a whole lot I can make public out of respect for the DMs that are not going to be leaked. So the first thing comes out from True Neutral saying, hey, Liquipedia, especially you guys, get ready. I'll let you know. So they do tease. This was November 4th. This was 2 days ago that they start to be like, hey, keep your eyes out. Something's going to be happening soon. Shortly after that, the same day, roughly 4 or 5 hours later, True Neutral puts out this tweet and video. Let's take a look at the video first.
Termina de despejar esa pelota y ahora la va a correr Raybull. Raybull desde la banda izquierda. Raybull al arco, puede ser. Está Carr para despejar esa pelota y ahora es a JG que queda como último hombre. A JG, fíjense, pues.
Que la quiere sacar usando su backboard. Muy peligroso lo que intenta. Va a salir rápido. La pelota que queda mal parado. Sé que está el gol. Cuidado que lo termina. Se acabó. Se acabó.
Sí, señor. True Neutral campeón. Gol de AJG. Esto está 5-2. 3 goles otra vez que separan a estos dos equipos. Y True Neutral se está llevando la victoria ahora sí en este campeonato. Se está llevando los $70.000. Se está llevando la victoria sobre Furia. Se corona el mejor equipo de la región. Termina ganando True Neutral el último partido de esta serie, mejor de 7-4-2. Impecable lo de los muchachos ahí abrazándose con Shad, la familia, que eso es hermoso. El apoyo de la familia Shad, abrazándolo, haciéndole el aguante, la verdad, todos felices del lado de True Neutral. Impecable el esfuerzo de estos muchachos, se lo merecen totalmente.
Watches European rugby maybe isn't familiar with how good this team is. This is exactly the sort of event you need to establish yourself in the space. True Neutral, Gamers Without Borders, North American champions. Congratulations.
Agree with everything that you said, Wave. True Neutral this weekend, it started out shaky against flashes of brilliance, a team that we all did expect them to dominate against, and struggled in those first few games. And so yesterday, when they went to go play Alpine, we were concerned, but then they won 4-1. And today was even better. They just got better with each day.
I'll be back.
So in the tweet, they say, today it's time to say goodbye. We bid farewell to those who were the champions of South America, those who set trends in North America, and those who represented True Neutral in the region around the world. Simply thanks, vamos forever. And then they say thanks, obviously, to the 3 players and their coach. So this is official. It is no longer True Neutral representing Shad, AJG, and Raisebowl. They are now ex-True Neutral without a name, and we don't know who that is. There's been this ongoing conversation about teams and rosters that have been looking out for them. Ones that we know are both Cloud9 and Moist Esports. Moist Critical, if you don't know, has an esports team, and of course, going with the greatest name, Moist Esports. Part of me would love to see the casters attempt to try and say that seriously on broadcast. At the same time, I don't know if that's what we want for Rocket League. Either way, those are two of the big names. Also, 100 Thieves has been in the conversation, it sounds like, based upon all the interest that they are showing to Rocket League in general. Ever since Courage started doing stuff, if you don't know what I'm talking about, check out the video a couple days ago. A lot of rosters viable to pick up. Flying Dutchman now off the options list. So you've got a couple others, bunch of North America that are viable. They then tweet out another tweet, and it doesn't exactly translate the best because it makes them imply like they weren't going to stay, but they are basically trying to state that, what, you guys think we are going to leave? We return to Sam to defend the title of champions, and then they pick up 3 players, Unbroken, Davisano, and Davitrox with their coach, Curtis. For those that do not know this roster or don't know the history of them, previously they were known as Insight before Draken Esports picked them up on October 19th. Unbroken, Davisano, and Davitrox were with Coach Curtis. That was on October 19th, and now officially on November 5th. Also, whoever is on Liquipedia that made the edit, it is November. There's too many E's in it, and it makes me chuckle reading it. But True Neutral has bought them out completely. If you guys haven't seen the results or don't know where they're at in the standings, we can take a look at a full screen graphic of the standings right now in South America. As you can see, the team isn't necessarily performing poorly, but they're also not towards the top. You're seeing right now in Rocket League, a lot of the top tier orgs and rosters are trying to hold on to those spots because those spots are becoming more and more valuable than they've ever been. Right now, they are looking at a team in True Neutral, previously Insight/Draken, that has 150 points in total, first being 110. If you take a look at the fall region results in the first regional, it's not that they did poorly, but again, 9th to 11th isn't really what you're shooting for. They are just on the edge of qualifying. They did go to 5 against Team Signal before getting dropped. So 2-3 in the first regional, not making top 8, with hope and intent that that is going to turn around. You do look at some of these other rosters like Novus AV that have people that are a little bit more notable, and Tander, PJ, and Luck that I think would have possibly been a better pickup, where they have the former members of the Furious Squad and then obviously new additions. But again, maybe there's something else that they see, or maybe it's a possibility of availability. Either way, they are picking up a team that is currently sitting right now in that 9th place spot with obviously a lot of room to grow, which is always exciting to get in as an early foundation and then try to build upon it with support, financial backing, and see what that does for a team. Obviously, Draken was a team that did take care of them previously, but True Neutral has obviously seen rosters that are kind of in that weird area and then grow them significantly. So they're hoping to do that again and trying to make a deep run and seeing what they can do for this roster. They obviously give their thanks to the Draken roster and say, thanks for taking care of them. Now it's our turn. So passing votership looks like it's a clean transition, but True Neutral did not take them long, although that does then bring into the concern still for AJG, Razebull, and Shad, the former True Neutral squad. Who's their representation? Who's picking them up? What's going on? The reason why I say that's a concern is, again, the players did move to Mexico away from home so they could compete with better ping in North America. Now that they have no financial backing, that is making me assume that the conversations or the talks are starting to get to the point where they will be okay and they will be taken care of. But as of right now, in this very moment, they have no representation. They do not have any org backing. They are not being paid. Assuming the contracts and everything has been finalized, the only thing that interests me is if that did happen, are their contracts now expired? And that is why, like, the timing of this is just the fact that, hey, contracts are expired, things are done. Or is it because the buyouts happened and another organization has already signed them? When I did sit and talk to Shad did not provide any information about that. And again, the stuff that he did share, I'm going to keep secret because I have to out of respect. But for just talking openly about my kind of thought process is usually when you see this happen, a big organization says, hey, we're trying to move on. either the contracts have expired, they have released the players from the contracts so they can go and look. It depends on what the clauses are in those contracts to see, hey, if you are going to look for a new team, you have to give us a 30-day heads up. It has been officially a month now, so maybe it is just the fact that, hey, we gave you guys a heads up. Contract's now expired. Now you're on your own. We're going to go find a new team. We had time. We had a month to go find that new team. But now you're fending for yourselves, and I wish you the best of luck. So that makes some major concerns happen, because if they don't find a team, and like we mentioned, obviously there are some massive organizations that are looking to bring in True Neutral. Does that mean they're even more so going to move out of Mexico? Does that mean they're going to move somewhere else in the United States? Is something going to happen? So a lot of moving parts in this saga that is True Neutral, or the former True Neutral, with AJG, Razebull, and Shad. But I will do my best to keep you guys up to date on what happens as this evolves. I think, again, this is one of the most sought-after teams right now, tied for top 4 in North America already in their first 2 regionals, with the next one coming in a week from now, where they're going to have to compete for a chance to go to the major in Sweden. And having all of this stuff happening behind the scenes, along with trying to compete and have performances, is pretty crazy. Either way, they're trying to lock in that top 5 and go to Sweden, because if they do, it's going to be icing on the cake for whatever organization picks them up. Either way, the saga of True Neutral continues. I will try to keep you guys up to date on all the news that I find out when I can, and when the information is allowed to be made public from the things that certain people have told me. So, again, True Neutral, pretty crazy stuff. You got some big names going after you, but former True Neutral, fingers crossed that it is someone big and it provides a unique look at the Rocket League esports scene. Either way, that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys want to make sure you don't miss out on the continuation of said saga, make sure you guys hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you get updated on the latest videos. Give this video a thumbs up if you do enjoy it, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.